Hello again, it's Jay Cleveland Payne with another edition of 8 Things I Learned for this week. This time, this is for the week ending 1/2, the first month, second day of 2010, the week ending the first, not even full week of the brand new year, new decade, 2010. Number one, the Saints will always find a way to break your heart, and that's what they did to me again today. Early in the season, the New Orleans Saints were on pace to hit the perfect regular season. Looked like they were a lock for a true storybook happy ending with the win in this year's Super Bowl, and I was destined to spend a whole lot of money that I don't have, of course, on a Super Bowl party because the Saints are going to the Super Bowl. 30 minutes ago, as of the time I actually wrote this, the Saints found a way to lose the third game in a row, ending their season 13-3. That's, of course, far from perfect. And going into a bye week, they earned for the first week of the playoffs, not resting their weary players with everyone on the same page. Instead, they're now in a state of panic because nothing is working for the Saints right now. And the team is faced with the ultimate do-or-die situation in this playoffs. Obviously, living vicariously through your favorite sports team is a danger that you have to take at your own risk. Number two for this week, you're not promised anything. Just like the Saints had to actually live up to their year of destiny before they could actually claim that year of destiny as their own, we are not promised anything in our lives, including getting a chance to see another day. So based on that fact, living 3 days into the year 2010 is already a pretty big accomplishment. Learn not to take the minor victories in life and living for granted, because they lead to the major ones you hope are on the way. Third thing we learned this week, there is never enough time for whatever, there is enough time for whatever you really want to do. There is not enough time in the day, of course, to do everything, but plenty of time in the day to do what you actually want to do that you deem as important. People will find time to do what they want to do, including things that they won't get them any closer to what they want to achieve, but they call it fun, so they use that as excuse. You may want to rethink just how much fun you're having and how much goofing off you're actually doing if you find you're not getting enough work done. Number four for this week, the time you spend wasting isn't exactly wasted time. And this is a saying that I came up with a long time ago, a little over a decade ago, in a list I called my original rules of life. That was sort of taken for fun, but it does have a ring of truth to it. And of course, that does contradict what I just said in number three. But the time that I wasted over this past week was far from wasted time for me. It was some sorely needed downtime away from my overactive brain. And the luck of banking a little goodwill with some coworkers allowed me to break away from the job early a couple days as we wrap into the end of the year and give me a sort of a shock treatment of vacation. If you don't know how to take some time off, or you don't know how to sit around and not do anything of any consequence on purpose, that's something you might need to learn how to do. Number five for this week, you are not alone. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, 2009 wasn't exactly a stellar year for me personally. And it wasn't exactly a stellar year for a lot of people also. So guess what? Why don't we get together and make this year a little bit better? And yeah, it's pandering. I'm pandering to you, but I really am reaching out to you to get a little bit of help. If you're taking the time to watch this video, please take a moment to rate the video and you give some comments, especially if I could use a little more work getting it closer to prime time ready. And yeah, I know the lighting is a little bad and the video is kind of odd. We're working on that, trust me. Number six, you can fire clients. And you can learn to say no to big things. You can learn to say no to what looks like good money too, especially when deep in your heart you know that it's not all that great money. Even if you think you might be a little short of cash flow temporarily, firing some of your worrisome or troubled clients will free up time for the next big thing that's coming your way. Or even better, use your attempt to fire your clients as a way to get a little more cash out of it. And I have quite a list of troubled clients that I need to go through as the first year of the new year cuts on. Trust me, I will be making some changes and getting rid of some bad clients soon. Number seven, this one was a tricky one. Sometimes finding 8 things I actually learned in a week is kind of hard. This week is a good example where I took advantage of some downtime, which if you go back to, I don't know, 4, you see where that came from. And it was a particularly slow week, of course, the week before the New Year's Day. There weren't a lot of interesting things going on that I could really put on the list. There are plenty of standard, mundane, and obvious things that I actually, get regurgitated and reinforced every week that I don't really learn per se. Things like, I need to read more. On top of that, I buy too many books, which is why I'm always behind on books. The fact that Kroger is just the greatest store ever and things like that. But as I'm shooting for 52 straight of these for this year, it's already a knowing that it's going to be a challenge. We only got 2 in before we took a 3-week hiatus and then got the year-end one, so we already know how hard it was just to get those in. It's going to be a rough challenge this year as we make this happen. And by we, I mean as me, I make this happen. Number 8, the next 12 months are full of opportunity. Although you truly have the power to restart anytime, there's a sense of magic that comes with the thought of resolving to do better at the beginning of the year. The world gives you a chance to reset your life and start fresh, and you really should take advantage of that. And this is where the real sales pitch starts off, because I actually worked on a new program for this year to help you get your year in gear. It's called 2010 is the year. And yeah, it's not a very flashy name, but it's something that might help you out if you give it a bit of a chance. It's something I've used, some bits and pieces of things I've used to get my life in some semblance of order now and to help me get this year back on track. You can find it at the link inside the show notes here on the video, or of course in the blog post reading right off the website. The website, of course, you already have theanswers.com taking you to the blog, and this posting is for the 8 things I learned this week, the week ending 1/2/2010. So find it out. It's called 2010 is the year. The basic outline of the program we put up at this very moment. On the next 5 days throughout the week, we're going to put up some of the 5 pieces, although it's basically 5 pieces, a little more inside of some of them, with some explanations as they go along. So hopefully it helps you out. And if you don't want to pick it up now, pick it up in a week, pick it up in a couple of months. It'll be around forever at the great price of free. And trust me, it'll probably be free for a while. Pretty simple, nothing earth-shattering, nothing that's going to blow your mind by any means necessary. A lot of common sense stuff that sometimes doesn't come to you in the right order. We try to put it in the right order, piece it together, and use what you need. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne. This is another 8 things I learned for the week. You're, of course, seeing this on our YouTube channel or through the blog at youalreadyhavetheanswers.com. Make sure you stop by there daily as you answer the quote and question of the day. Check out some other things there. And, oh, by the way, throughout this week, every weekday this week, we're giving us some special 8 things. 8 things to help you do something that are normal resolution type things. So check it out every day at the website. Until then, we'll see you next week. We'll all go over 8 more things I've learned for the week.